I insist that Martin has hair, so that's messed up.
In the first try, it made me gringo and everything. It was
Yeah.
I gave him an Elvis pompadour. It's funny as hell. It even did it
was
to me.
completely weird.
He doesn't look Latino. He looks Indian in one of them. It's so fucking funny.
Something is wrong.
I'm sure I've got it around here somewhere. It's funny as hell.
Yeah, please show us.
This is how it is today on Pop Culture Minefield. This is how it is today. Today on Pop Culture Minefield.
I like this. It's so upbeat and up tempo.
Yeah, but it has a fade out. Sorry, I had to.
You can see some little part of him died silently.
Oh no, he knows I have issues with fade out endings of music.
It's got to end somehow, honey.
I don't even get to hear the music
I just
because
realized
of the iPad.
Father Weems is frowning at you.
Yes.
Oh dear, I'm doomed. No, I just
I
realized
heard
because
from him. I'm getting worried.
You went through the list of like the order of songs on your album with me last night, and just one has a fade out ending, and I just realized, oh wow,
it doesn't have a fade out ending.
Too.
What it is the song ends, and then there's just a little bit of acoustic guitar, and I fade the guitar.
You called it fade out.
You can call it whatever you fucking want. It's the end of a song.
You said that. This one actually has a fade out. Your word.
Do you have your popcorn, Joe?
I'm ready. I got my coffee. That's my morning popcorn.
Yeah, all that's missing is me sitting next to him, slapping him.
I don't need you judging me. I got better people than you that want to judge me.
Are you talking to me, asshole?
No. No, I'm not. Not me.
You have to say no, ma'am.
No, ma'am. I would never say
no,
that.
ma'am. That's right. Al Bundy's no, ma'am. That's right.
Oh, good God. So this film, I actually really do like this movie. It's the way I saw it, the original version, I saw it in 2019 in Russian and no subtitles. But it's such a very simple story. The actors do a really good job. I got a little confused, like these two best friends all of a sudden start fighting at the end. I'm like, what are they fighting about? I couldn't understand what the confusion was. But when I even see it with the Shout version, and I do think that Shout did a shitty job with dubbing it.
Oh yeah,
they should have got Russian, English speaking Russians to dub it because it's clearly in fucking Russia. So why are they talking like this? Is almost as bad as what they did with Mel Gibson in the cast for Mad Max back in 1980.
But the voice actors did a good job, except for the one.
I mean, they were okay.
They were okay.
So. The worst one is the female officer. The female officer, whoever dubbed the female officer, was terrible. I made a joke when she gets killed. I said, "Oh, thank God she can't act. I'm glad she's dead."
Yeah, same for the redhead. The redheaded dude, well, he was bad. He overdid it.
Fortunately, I own it on Russian with subtitles. I just hope the subtitles are accurate.
Are better because well, you remember the part where he introduces himself the first time, the alien.
Yeah, he called himself a god.
You would call me a god.
Yeah.
And then later, an alien. It's like, let's be consistent with what you fucking want to refer yourself.
Well,
as.
that happens in the subtitles too. I think he's
Really, that's bad.
wait, no, because he said, I am what you could call a god." I think
Okay,
he's
I want to watch the original now just to see if they use the same word in Russian.
Yeah. See if
Right?
use
They
the
could
right
mean
word.
the same thing.
Yeah, I can only attest by what I read in the subtitles because my Russian is
All I
very,
know-
very limited. My vocabulary is like 10 words, so
Yeah, I
All I
actually
know-
understand a lot of the words that they use because a lot of them are similar to what they use in Croatian, Serbian, Bosnian, whatever. So I really want to know whether they use the same word because then it's up to the subtitles and dub version. Then it's a fuck
Well,
up.
all I know is Gary's right. The dub is about a notch above a bad Bruce Lee movie.
oh my goodness.
Just
bad.
a tad bit. The one thing they got right is there's an even sound. They do a really good job with the sound design. And the sound design with the dubbing works because if someone's in the background, they sound like they're in the background. If someone's in the foreground speaking, they sound like they're in the foreground. If someone's on the left side of the screen, sounds on the left side, front, back. And they do a really good job with spatial sound with the dubbing. But the problem with the dubbing is it's stiff and it's in American accents. There's one guy in one scene where a guy walks up and says something and he actually has a Russian accent. And I'm like, why couldn't they do that with the rest of the cast? English speaking.
Well,
Right?
the American
Well,
movies
what
that I
dub
watched
it's-
as a kid and teenager and even in my early 20s were dubbed versions. So compared to that, this is good.
To be honest, I don't
Because
like.
you say it's stiff. You have no idea what it's like to grow up in a German-speaking country watching American movies dubbed. That is stiff and bad. Compared to that,
I don't
it's
like
really
any
doing well.
dubbing of any kind. I am
Neither
a
do
guy
I.
who
But this is what we
I
have.
am go always with original language.
I like the original language and subtitles. The problem is when you're watching a visual effects film, it's very distracting to have to read. And
It is.
so I tolerate it when it's a visual effects film that's got a lot of effects in it. That way I can watch what's going on and not get lost in it. But I do expect a better job of dubbing from Shout Studios. And this is proof of what Tom keeps saying, that they nickel and dime it, man. They really do. Tom criticizes Shout Studios, and they got some great titles that they release. But it's usually a limited release. It's like Shout Studios released my friend's film, The Lady in White. And he said it was just a terrible experience working with them. And he's like, they only got it for that one release. But if I show a clip from the film, do you know who will claim us? Shout Studios. Even though it's a clip from his film, his cut, his edit, they claimed us every time I showed it. So
Sucks.
Huh.
Shout Studios a bunch of cunts. So
But I thought it was a cool concept. I thought some of the dialogue was written by a teenager. There's a whole lot of over-sexualized stuff, and there's a whole lot of the fart joke from the fucking APC was just
that was
wow.
great. That's military.
That was fun, yeah.
I didn't like the body armor. I mean, it looks cool in a still photo, but when they're moving around, it looks like they didn't spend a lot of money on that.
No.
It's just they made some treaded material, and it's like I've seen better stuff. I mean, fuck.
Well-
RoboCop's body armor was better than this.
Dude, do you know the budget for this movie?
Well, it's
What
very
was it?
small.
$2 million.
Yeah. I should say it's pretty small. I
$2
can tell
million.
just by the special effects. But the special effects are cool, though. I mean, I don't know, man. I had a guy on my panel named Knock. We have a thing called the Knock List where we introduce movies for him to watch, older movies. And he watched The Last Starfighter, and he thought it was a cool concept, but he said he just couldn't get past the special effects. I said, bro, back then that blew us away. That was really cool, you know?
Yeah, you have
But
to take that into consideration. When
Yeah.
was it made? Because
Mhm.
good
But
morning,
that's-
Mike.
Yeah, the special effects on this, they're cool, but you can tell it's low budget, but they're cool. I thought the coolest thing I saw in that whole movie was when all the flares came into the HQ. That was cool as shit.
No,
Love that.
not only cool. That's the we are royally fucked
We're
moment.
screwed. We're getting attacked on every front, man. Damn.
Okay, I do need to point out something because you bring up the flare scene, like when they're out there on the line and firing. There's first of all, that's not how military uses their beams.
No.
They have night vision, and the only time you turn on your red sighting system is when you want to warn somebody you're aiming at them. It's usually to get somebody to back the fuck off. And, special forces in particular are known for doing that. What they'll do is they have one that you can't see with your naked eye. It can only be seen by nogs or knobs, as some of them call. It's a night vision goggles, and they fire a beam out that they can see, and only they can see. And they'll turn on the red, like in the incident with bin Laden, when all those villagers started approaching the building. They didn't have to say they're going to kill you in real life. They didn't have to do that. What they did is they turned on their red lasers, and all those people stopped because they can see the red laser hitting their chest. And they're like, "Oh, we're going to back the fuck up now."
Oh no! What Joe is talking about is the high tech flares.
That's not what I'm talking about.
I know.
Said I'm glad you brought that scene up because I wanted to point this out in that scene. That bothered me. 2, flares don't stay up long enough.
Yeah, those are some high tech flares they were using. They traveled
Those high tech flares that go up and
they
then go
went
straight
off.
to the ground. I'm like,
yeah.
But
it's the future.
Man, I gotta
Maybe they
tell
have the
you.
tech to launch those things miles away.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Homing flares at that. the
Is
flare
it
the
that
homing
fly-
flare was
though?
badass. That homing flare was badass.
That is what we're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I'm
Doesn't
actually
feel that futuristic.
I'm talking about that scene, and I'm doing it for a reason because I had a point to make.
But there you go.
That there was a problem with some of the tactical shit they were doing in the film.
I have something to add to that. I was reading about this movie, the production and everything on Wikipedia. What it looks like it was written by some Russian whose English is their third language. So yeah. Sometimes there were the grammatic. It was problematic to me to understand, but they use military personnel as basically as extras. They didn't offer.
Well, that
not
explains a
one
lot of the
iota
suppressing fire scenes.
of help.
All of that was really good. There's a lot of good tactical stuff, but it's when they get up and they would start making decisions, command. And I'm like, no, you wouldn't do that.
No, they didn't have military advisory. They had military personnel, but they didn't offer advisory. And they said, no, we're not telling you squat. Which maybe had some sense. They were prepared. They were prepping for a war. They didn't want to announce to the world how they operate.
Now you also run into a situation in the film because you see it here, right here in this photo for our background. They had these bright lights in their faces. Most of them red. Which I got to tell you, in the military, the reason why we use red lights is because it doesn't affect your night vision. So you can be inside of a vehicle that's lit with red and then exit the vehicle and it's pitch black out and you can still see because red doesn't impact our night vision. And
night vision is important. Yeah.
But this is done for cinematic reasons. That bright light that you see, that wouldn't be lit like that. In fact, if he's looking through a heads-up display, you barely see anything except for maybe on the lens of his eyes. You'd see what he's looking at. You would have no glow. That's done for cinematic reasons. It's kind of annoying. They have them walk around with nogs on, but you never see them using them. There's lots of silly things. The body armor is just garbage. That doesn't work as body armor. It's just weird the way it's designed. But the visual effects was done by
The
a really
behavior
good
of the
company.
female medic is also very non-military and not appropriate. When she flirts with him, that was
Oh, when
odd.
she kisses him in the med bay, it's like you got a window right behind you. You wouldn't do
Told
that
you
on
a
the shore.
teenager wrote this. A teenager wrote this. I'm telling you.
That
Yeah.
would only occur behind a curtain. You would. I got to tell you, man. There's a lot of relationships with the male females in the military, and all of us had like I was married to a soldier, a female soldier. So
Yeah, but you wouldn't act like that.
we
in front of
conducted
people.
ourselves in
Yeah.
uniform on duty a certain way.
You don't want people to
my
know
two
about
sergeants.
it. Yeah.
My two sergeants, Eugene Tevez and Tom Parker, were my best friends off base, off duty. We played cards together, get drunk together, get in brawls together, but by God, when you're in uniform, I do not call them by their first fucking name.
No.
I call them Sergeant Tevez and Sergeant Parker, and it's a respect thing. And
it's frowned upon by the military as well, especially in the case of
PDA is absolutely frowned on by the military. You'll get in trouble for that shit.
Yeah, it's called fraternization, and you can get court-martialed for it, no doubt.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The first article, Article 15U, and then depending on how egregious it was, it can upgrade to a full courts martial. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, man, UCMJ doesn't fuck around.
Nope.
You are property of the Department of Defense. And if you try to act like an individual in the military, they'll smack you the fuck down.
Civilian
in fact, I just shared the video with you guys in private about some of the special forces guys that I watch on FNG on YouTube. And I love that channel, man. I just watch the shit out of it. And what I love about it is they'll talk about something that I've talked about on the show, and they hate it for exactly the same reasons why I hate it.
Oh, the guys talking about movies and series?
And TV shows, yeah, because they love Navy SEALs. They love Navy SEALs. They hate Lioness.
Oh,
they
Jesus Christ, thank you.
and for exactly, again, for the same reasons, it's like that opening scene in Lioness, that battle was so badly written. That
I can't find one reason to like Lioness. It's bad.
Like that one moment where they see a guy over in the on the enemy side, and they point him out, and they're like, and the guys are like, why aren't they smoking that guy? They can see what he's doing. Why aren't they smoking him? And then you got this girl that looks skinny as fuck, and she's a troublemaker, and that's the one that they would select. It's like she would even she would get booted from special teams in the Marine Corps. She would be booted because she's got a discipline problem. She's a problematic soldier. And so she would be sent to, I forget what it's called in the Marine Corps, where they're sent to basically the main force. That's just grunts. And that's all they are. And that's all they're ever going to be, because they're usually discipline problems. And the more specialized your skills, they don't tolerate shit. If you get caught on force recon or any of their special groups in the Marine Corps, they will drop you back down to the basics. Just kick you right out. There's no talking about it. You're gone that day. They just won't tolerate that shit. And that's why I'm like, you chose a Marine, and then you show everything wrong. Like she calls the Marine drill instructor sir. He goes, I'm not sir. I work for a living. And I'm like, that's Army. Marine Corps actually recognizes, especially in training.
Don't step on it. That's ours.
Drill instructors in the Marine Corps recognize the fact that they are non-commissioned officers.
Officers, yeah.
So sir is essential, especially in training.
I'm with Mike. I haven't watched an episode of it because of what I've heard from you and other military
We
guys.
watched one episode and it was just garbage. The first episode was terrible.
Did we even get to the end of that episode?
Look, they're putting Taylor Sheridan's name all over it to try and get people to watch.
Well, he directed 2 episodes, but it's just, I think he was there as a body. Because they didn't use, it doesn't match up with anything else he does. Like
And
I
he's
think
far
keeping up
down
with the
on
new
the list of
season.
exec producers. He's not even at the top of that list. So
Yeah, you look at
we
some of
had
the other
high
stuff like Landman
expectations.
right now is I consider it probably one of the best things Sheridan's ever put out.
Yeah,
and I love
enjoying it.
everything else
I'm enjoying
except
it,
for
yeah.
Lioness.
He was
Oh
on.
my
He was
fucking
on
god!
Miss
It's
Sunday's-
anti-woke. It's anti-left. It's
Yeah.
just so fucking critical. Here we go. These laser beams. This is all for fucking show. The flash beams. They get their flashlights on. Like all you're doing is giving away your position to whatever
Right.
it is that's approaching you
Yeah.
by doing this. I do like this scene here where they're up in the apartment. You know, they have dinner, but even still, you see the fucking Amazon being delivered all the time.
Yeah.
That's what it's deliveries.
They're drones. Yeah. Pretty
And
cool.
by the way, she thought it was kind of funny. She says, "I'm a badass later, but in the opening of the movie, I look like a hooker." That's what she actually said.
She does, man.
Yeah.
She don't look like a doctor. What the hell?
And I don't know if she's an actual doctor or if she's just a high-level
No.
medic.
She must be a civilian assimilated doctor.
Is that what it is?
I think it is, because she has all the knowledge, but she doesn't have combat training.
Yeah, the two females in this story, one's a reporter, journalist, and the other one's
she
a medic.
annoyed me. The press chicken.
Well, she ends up doing the smart thing at the end, you know, because the man
By
she has
accident, but-
feelings for is beating the other character to death, which I couldn't understand that. Still, even with the English, I couldn't understand why is he doing this. I believe that the alien that they kind of work with in this film, I believe he is like Lucifer. I believe that he was lying to them.
Yeah. He was probably. I thought the same thing, Gary. I thought maybe he was using all these people to take that guy out because he couldn't do it himself.
Yeah, but
I don't know how evil Ram was, because we don't really.
We don't know.
Ram was fucking evil. He was commanding all the people that was brainwashed, and we have no chance to regain their free will. He was commanding all those attacks.
Yeah, because the minute he
Ra
was
was the
killed,
devil.
Yeah,
they all just collapse. They all just fall to the ground.
What I do think is, remember, these two guys were sent 200,000 years ago, and they they haven't seen each other. What I think happened there was the other guy went cuckoo by isolation and says, I want to be the only one of my species. I want to be the god of these humans.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna betray and kill all my people because cuckoo.
And I think in the hands of a really good writer, this film could be adapted into an American film and turned into a better movie.
Oh, no doubt. There's really good stuff here. No doubt. It's just,
I like these lights.
A lot of the dialogue sounds like it was written by a teenager, and
it was. And but I love those little lights they have. They're like a gel light that when you press against the wall and you crush it, the chemicals mix and it
yeah, that was a cool thing. That was really neat. Lit the whole damn room up like the sun was in there. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, this thing, it started. They were to go with a miniseries, but then the script was changed again and again and again and again, all on the making. And the changes were so profound that they said we better do a movie with we have shot. It doesn't matches our idea of the miniseries, so it could be the Captain Falcon of the Russians.
Yeah. So here, pause for a second because I want to show some images. I have some images here. I'm uploading one right now for. This is who did the visual effects, and I think they did a fairly good job. It's Amalgama Visual Effects Company, and they're out of Moscow, Russia. And I think they did a fine job.
When they showed the helicopters landing at the beginning of it, I thought that was a pretty cool pan shot that they put together. That was pretty neat. I like that a lot.
Anima, you'll like this one.
Oh boy, it's Dr. Martin.
These are rejected images of the CG Martin. Here's the one that everybody wants to see is Pakistani Indian Martin.
How? I mean,
He's a doctor.
how does AI even land there?
He's a doctor. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, he's got doctor hair.
Yeah, he does.
So you guys
Show
wanted
him-
to see it. There you go.
Show him the one of me as a Yahtzee, man. Good Lord, that thing was.
Oh,
huge.
well,
I couldn't believe
send it to me.
I did. It's in the DMs, our personal DMs. Same place I sent you the other one.
I
Now,
didn't see that.
now
only saw
that
the one.
we're talking about the effects and shit, they may be lying in Wikipedia. Absolutely. But they say that 71% of what we're seeing on the screen is CGI.
Yeah,
Did you say
I
70?
absolutely
Yes.
believe that. Yes. I believe some of the exterior shots even too,
Yeah,
where
especially
the
that
camera
last one.
lifts up like it's in a helicopter and you see them walking through the base with all their LAVs and shit. I believe a bulk of that is CG. It's well
Exactly,
done.
Mike.
But it's CG.
He's Dr. Martin. That's it. He's Dr. Martin. Yes.
Okay, is it in yours in my private chat? that you sent
Exactly.
that?
It's under Gary
Okay.
Kissel. Yeah. See that?
He put it in your
Oh
private.
wow! I got no alerts for this. Yeah, these
Yeah.
are not very good CG.
No,
These
they aren't.
are paintings. They're not
Look,
photo.
show him the
realistic.
bottom one. I really look like a Yahtzee in that one. Good Lord. It's horrible.
I think this shows the true you.
Careful, man. There's a beverage here. What the hell?
I'm uploading it now.
Okay.
Sometimes I think Gerry really doesn't
This
like
is-
to have a panel.
This goes with that joke very well. He says, "Knock knock." The guy says,
No.
"Who's there?" And then he slaps him and says, "We ask the questions here."
Yeah, I look like I need to be sticking my right hand in the
That
air.
army helmet on the left too looks very Germanic.
Doesn't it? I'm telling you, they wanted me to look like a Yahtzee, man. I'm surprised it didn't have iron crosses all over it. It's ridiculous.
I don't think
Oh.
they know how to make one.
Yeah. I've got several
It's
AI
one thing that's
art
fed
ones.
into their algorithm is that they have trouble making crosses and religious symbols. That
The only problem with these things is they
Anti-religion.
want to charge you for making avatars, and I'm just not paying these people. Just not going to do
Yeah.
it. So
So here you go. This is what it would look like in a military vehicle, bright red. You can see each other, you can read, unless something's printed in red and then it just looks like white paper.
then you can't see it. Yeah, it's
Yeah, try playing poker. Texas Hold'em
right.
in red lights. I had a bitch of a time in the Army because we'd be in the back of my ambulance getting drunk and trying to play poker. And you knew somebody had like a red card because you'd see their little flashlight come up to look at their cards real quick. They'd hold it against their chest, flash it, and then go back so they could see what they had.
I got to ask you something though. There was one scene, and it was somewhere around what we just saw on the slideshow, where the news was telling about, everybody think it was the end of the world, and they showed a bunch of Muslims in Russia praying.
No,
and
I
I was like, wait a minute,
dude,
Russia's a Christian country.
Yeah.
Don't they persecute Muslims in that country? I thought.
you know what? That bothers me, but for some other reason, because they say at the end of the, I mean, at the beginning of the event, oh, we can talk with the rest of the world, but then like a week later, they have feeds from everyone.
Right. Yeah, from everywhere. Yeah.
There was an editing hiccup. If you-
Right. There's a few small.
Yeah, because they even have image from the Vatican, but at that point everybody's dead. What the fuck?
Well, they also talk about the Orthodox Christians in it, and which is what they do have in Russia. They have Orthodox Russian Orthodox Catholics, and which a lot of people don't know actually do have a seat on the conclave, as do the Greeks in the voting for the Pope. So this is one of my favorite parts of the film, and this is why I kind of got miffed at how they end the film. Because here he is taking care of his mother. His father is dead. He has dementia of some kind. So she takes this medicine, and he's going to leave her alone. And he reminds her that Sveta, who lives next door, is there to help her if she needs help.
Right.
Because she's clearly confused. So that's kind of weird to me that she doesn't have like professional checking on her at least once a day. I love a lot of the CG done in this shot where he's walking around and you see these ads pop up when he's walking through, and the homeless bum kicks it. Like, man, I was sleeping. Woke me up, stupid ads. Well, why'd you sleep right next to the fucking thing? I don't know what that says.
Find some place without ads. This is the pan shot I was talking about with the helicopter.
Well, this is the one that bugs me is you got this shot and there's no subtitles for that shot of that wall, and it says something. I don't know what it says.
We are already dead.
We're already dead. The subtitles did show on mine. Yeah.
Not on mine because it's dubbed. Right? I have no idea.
I watched the dubbed version. Well, I watched it. I didn't watch it on Netflix. I watched it on something else.
So it says we are already dead.
Yes, that's what it said.
Okay.
That's what it said. Yep.
Yeah, this is meant to look like the Russian Hind helicopter. And it's a CG futuristic version, like an Osprey.
Yeah, that tail rotor that doesn't convince me because this freaker, it has how was the each main rotor is turning against each other, reciprocant. So this is a reciprocant system, so it doesn't need tail rotor as a stabilizing device.
Really?
But for
it's not a regular helicopter. Yeah.
But only for turning. But if you are going to use that for turning, it shouldn't be a rotor. It shouldn't be but some Hughes use nowadays double exhaust turbine. The same turbines that propels the rotors. They say the exhaust to the tail, and from the tail you have to exhaust port, and that is how they keep it stable. And it makes the turning faster.
Okay.
All right. This is the redhead officer that I didn't like. I don't think she can act with the crap. And I don't mean the Russian. I mean the dubbed actor is just terrible. Very flat.
Dude. When I saw Attack of the Clones, that shit arrived in Venezuela in dubbed fish first, and we had to wait like 2 or 3 weeks to see the original language in English. Yeah. And of course, I saw both versions, and they are two complete different movies. Yeah, when I got out of the theater the first time, I said, I understand why Anakin got to the dark side. Fucking Obi-Wan is insufferable. And then you see the second when you see the real acting by the real actor and the real director, you say, what the hell?
So she's explaining about the quarantined area, right? Yeah. And how they're going to have
now we do know that there are other teams out there, but we don't see what they're doing, which is a mistake. I think that's a mistake. I think they should have gone for a more epic feel in this and get away from all the interpersonal crap.
$2 million.
Because clearly they had other teams out there. All they got to do is like hire some other actors, and so you at least see them doing stuff. You don't need to know who they are. You just see these other teams doing stuff. And you don't really actually get to see that there are other troops out there doing the same thing that they're
No,
doing
they're just rumors.
until you see the scene
That's
where
wrong.
all the flares come into the main base.
Yeah,
And you see all the different colored flares coming in, showing that each team
that
is
was
in trouble.
cool. I thought that was cool as shit. I really did.
Again, they're out at night and they're not using their nogs. This is really fucking weird. And they got their flashlights on, giving
Yeah,
up their
why
position.
would you? That defeats the entire purpose. What?
Now, again, I want to point something else that bothered me in this scene. Yes, this scene is so cool because they think this is the alien invasion. You, the audience, think this is the aliens coming. Oh my God, they're bigger than humans, which I thought the way they said that was really kind of goofy too. It's the line should have been, they're too big to be human.
Yeah.
Is what the way they should have phrased that. It would have sounded so stupid. But, to go to the length of saying they're larger than humans, it's like, that's not how you should phrase that. But I
knew that was a bear right away. Knew it was a
when
bear.
you see the one shot, you see a bear's face and his teeth.
Leaping towards,
And
yeah.
right at the camera. And this scene, you're like, oh, wow, we were running from something that had them so terrified. What? What was so terrifying? It's nothing. There's nothing out there chasing them. So this was a stupid scene, writing-wise. Cool looking, but made no sense to what they're talking about here, because what you do learn is that all that's happened is humans have lost free will. They are now slaves to Ra.
And they have
This
superpowers.
godlike alien who is, basically occupying their brains. Why would the bears be running from that? It's just like running from people, period. It's just fucking stupid.
No, they weren't running for people. That's part of one of the waves that the alien explained. He says something.
They didn't
akin-
explain at all. Were they controlled by the alien too?
No.
That's what
They're
I
saying
think.
akin. Okay, let me talk.
Sure,
The
as soon
alien
as you're
says to
able
them,
to.
the alien says to them, that one of the waves is after the radiation that kills people, and those who are not killed get brainwashed. Then all the living species of the planets are going to be programmed to attack humans.
So there you go. I think they should have done a better job of explaining.
They should
that,
have.
because-
They should have.
Because that is not clear when watching the film.
No. Nope. And
Yeah, this is a scene I criticized too, because she kisses him right there. Absolutely no. That's a
written by a
military
teenager.
medical bay, and with windows with people walking by, wouldn't happen.
Written by a teenager.
They should have had her pull a curtain to cover him. It would have been more realistic. That was stupid.
Like you
You
said
do
at the
that
top.
anyway
this-
before you examine someone, right? I mean,
While I'm at that guy, by the way, the guy that plays the commanding officer, really good job of acting. Even the voice actor didn't annoy me. This is another part of the film that I felt needed to be reworked to make more believable and bring it into the story in a more exciting way. Because to just suddenly announce it at this point in the story, rather than mentioning it, the news people should have mentioned it. It should have been mentioned in the news that some people seem to have been affected by this and are having what they believe to be their visions. It's just thrust on us in this story. This guy is not explained very well at all.
No.
It's
almost a
I think
throwaway
it's got
line.
ambitious ideas that I don't think were handled very well. in
Well,
the
like you
writing
said,
department.
there is good stuff here. It's just, wow, it's ham-fisted half of it. So,
Hey, Meth. Good morning. And by the
Morning
way,
to
good
ya.
morning to Mike. How you doing, my friend? And Wade is here.
that would be good evening to Mephisto because it's almost 7 there. Also, why are you not here, Mephisto?
Because I have a job and I have children.
And they must be fed.
And if I don't know if you guys catch it, I actually do hear his accent when he talks.
I do. But yeah, this movie's got a lot of great ideas, but you know,
I'm busy. Yeah, great ideas,
How
not
dare you be
executed very
busy?
well. No, he's asking. I'm busy.
I'm busy. Is that a?
I think it's sarcasm. I think that's supposed all those extra question marks is to denote sarcasm.
Or is it a
Like,
Ron
I'm
Burgundy
busy?
moment? Or is it a Ron Burgundy moment? Who put question marks on the teleprompter? I'm Ron Burgundy.
I love the Russian LAV looks a lot like the LAV-2, the Striker. It's shorter though. And it's also designed to hit water. It's like a duck. But I do like their LAVs, the light armor vehicles.
Yeah, I thought they looked.
Yeah, you do, dude.
Wow.
I actually like when it comes through because he sounds American. He has this neutral speaking, and then suddenly you hear a nuance here and there. And I go, oh, that's what makes him alien. I'm talking about Mephisto, alien.
Mm-hmm.
He has the cutest kids too. They're awesome.
I've just seen one of them.
It's like I have friends that are overseas that have just the cutest kids. Like my buddy John, who dropped in the other day to say hi during our show. That does. I just forgot the name of his channel, where he talks. He was one of the big names involved with the assessment of what was going on with Johnny Depp, and John's children, his children are Japanese, are just the most beautiful little kids you'll ever see on this planet.
E-hacker.
E-hacker, thank you. Because he changed his name. It was something else, and then he changed it to E-hacker. And but John's kids are just fucking adorable. And he'll post videos of them, and they're just so cute. And yeah, this is supposed to be like the No Spin Zone, I guess, the Russian version.
Yes. I'm just wondering why they never used that weapon again. Whatever took out all those buildings, man. That was wild looking.
Oh, that weapon were yeah. Whoever used it, because I think it was the brainwash who used that shit. But man,
it took out a bunch of shit. That's for sure.
It looked like Godzilla or Kong scene where
Right?
the buildings are ripped apart. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool shot.
Speaking of that, I just started watching a film I didn't know existed. It was Ultraman, 2004 movie.
2004? Wow. Okay.
And I don't know which iteration of Ultraman it is because he doesn't look exactly like classic Ultraman. So it's one of the others, but it looks good. I saw the first 10 minutes of it. The guy's a Tomcat pilot, the dad in that one. And he does have a kid, and they do have it was an early version of mocap that they did there in Japan, where you had an actual actor in a suit that they did CG over.
dude, it's awesome that the Ultraman series that begins even before the character Ultraman appears. That shit hasn't stopped since the 50s or 60s to the day.
It started in the early 60s. There was no Ultraman. It was just the team that was fighting these
you have
kaiju.
Spectroman and Ultra 7 and oh man, and they haven't stopped.
No, they've been consistently making. In fact, if you go to PrimeWire TV and look up Ultraman, they have 31 seasons of Ultraman, all the way up to this year.
Wow.
You can't watch them; they're not available. But it shows as they release a new episode, it gets marked up on PrimeWire, but you can't find it anymore. Nobody's added videos, and I'm pissed about that because I would love to watch all the way from the beginning through. 31 fucking seasons, man.
Wow.
This
Simpsons
community
like-
is so bizarre looking.
It is. I was going to ask you. It looks like a very sterile environment for some experiments or something.
You used the
That-
exact word I used. I said, as interesting as this looks, my problem is it looks too sterile.
Yeah.
That's modern architecture for you.
Yeah, it's sterile and it has no heart,
Yeah.
no passion.
Deprived of
Or
all
as Jung would say,
individuality.
no anima. Yeah, I said your name as a word.
And
Yeah, he's
what am I
clearly
supposed to
hitting on
say
her.
now?
He is
My
so hitting
God.
on her. It's ridiculous. And it's true, you know, as a soldier, when you've been away from females for a while and you suddenly find yourself in the presence of one, everybody's sort of hitting on her or trying.
So needy.
Needy. Oh man.
When all you've been seeing around you is swinging dicks, yeah, when you see the smooth, soft features of a female, yeah, it has an impact on you as a soldier.
Yes, it does.
It's fascinating. We're genetically programmed to want to continue the species no matter what. And then we get blamed for that. Huh?
Right.
We don't get blamed for wanting to do that. We get blamed for the ways we go about it. That's what it is.
No, they kind
No,
of
no,
blame
no,
us
no,
for
no.
doing
You
it.
heard him. Oh, you're so needy. Do that. All ourselves
Now,
are
what
telling
makes
us
you think
24/7, make a
And
kid,
you
make a
heard me-
kid, make a kid.
And you heard me scoff at that, right? What makes you think Anima understands what it is to be a man? What makes you think she understands that?
Dude, I'm glad I have no idea.
And you never will. That's why I scoffed at it. I was like,
Yeah, girls don't have to worry about sitting on their nuts.
nope.
That wonderful
We have
feeling
other
of
problems.
that moment your scrotum gets tugged underneath your thigh when you sit down, you're like, oh, and you're trying to readjust. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, and they don't have to deal with the cleaning of the pipes that needs to be done occasionally.
Yeah. By the
So-
way, I do want to point out here, this is a nifty thing they do here. That the alien is able to make it look like he is her. And so they turn their weapons and he turns their minds to think, oh, that's the alien. And so now it's fucking cool because he
Mhm.
switches position with her visually for the humans. And
Yep.
he says, your own people will kill you.
And it's a foreshadowing to stuff that's going to happen later too. So, yeah, pretty.
Yeah,
neat.
they should have known he was not the right guy to partner up with
I mean, come on.
and should have killed him the minute he lets everybody fucking die.
But much like a Bond villain, he lays everything out for him. So,
Well-
you know, he's useful.
I don't know. I asked at some point. He had some point.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Is that what you're saying?
No, when he let the base be destroyed, he said it's a sacrifice. We're sacrificing a fistful of people so the rest can live. He has a point.
Yeah, but when it gets down to it, the rest is like 5 fucking people. Everybody else is dead. It's like there's a certain point where I would have went, well, wait a minute, we're the last. Like you're saying, like just this handful is all we're trying to save. What's the point of that?
I seriously hope they weren't the only ones, because not all humanity was in the outpost. The rest of the, how they call the circle of life, which is the zone in which nobody died. They are relatively well. because they have they're having their summer of love because they're angry. But the troops, yeah, troops are being wasted. However, I don't know.
I'm cleaning
If-
my TARDIS while you talk.
You know what? You should buy another one.
I do want another one. This looks
Also,
kind of cool,
you have
though.
so you have the TARDIS and the retardis. Okay.
Yes, this is the retardus, or as we prefer to call it in PC language, the slow time machine.
Pretty cool makeup on this dude.
It's pretty freaky looking.
Yeah.
But by the way, it also does this.
Bash face.
Who had the idea to make the aliens look like that? Where did that come
The
from?
designer.
A teenager, like Joe said, because
So
that's
weird.
I've been saying it the whole show.
that is a
Written by
vulva
a
that he
teenager.
has on plaster on his
A
face.
vulva.
Yes.
I haven't heard anybody say vulva in a long time. That's funny.
Written by a horny teenager. I'm telling you.
Hey, we can give him a nickname like they have in the Dick Tracy stories. You know, we'll call him Vulva Face,
Jesus.
Vagina Mouth.
Actually, well, I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah, it's still a fun film. I will tell you that, Mephisto, to watch. It's fun, but it clearly needed a real writer involved.
The thing is, the guy is talking, and everybody gets shocked by the face when he reveals it, but nobody noticed that the motherfucker talks like a transformer.
Right?
Transmorphers, robots eating pies. That song pisses off all my Transformer friends. By the way, they do a very good job of taking the light out, but all they did to light that village at night is they put up the huge line of halogen lights over it, and then they CG'd it out. And that's why it's so bright over certain houses and not other ones.
So you're saying it was huge.
It's very similar to what they came up with for An American Werewolf in London, because that was the first film to use one. And they used actual striking lights, cinematic lights, but they put it on a huge board and then lit it and then put cotton sheet spread out between the ground and the light, and it causes the lights to become more diffuse. It looks like moonlight. Mm-hmm. And that's how they lit the American Werewolf in London for those night scenes at the beginning.
I think the worst
on the moors
in this movie is the flame effect. That was the worst one I saw. A flame effect.
Oh, there's the mistakes in here visually. There is a guy that gets set on fire, though. Mm-hmm. They may have enhanced it with CG, but he was actually on fire. And I thought it was really odd because she's moving. She goes, I have to get that guy. And then she stops mid-step.
Right.
And then you see the guy on fire walking past. And I went, oh, so traffic coming through.
Hell with that guy. I'm going for this.
I'm in such a hurry. I'm on fire.
So much for him. I'm going to help this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck that guy. I want to go get this guy. Fuck him. Yeah, I'm not going to try to put him out.
I thought that was funny too. I was like, oh, she's not even going to look at the guy that's on fire.
He just stops, and the guy just walks past on fire, and then she runs over.
That's what you call plot armor right there. She's got to go get to that guy.
And what they should have showed what she was doing really was watching for a cessation in the firing. Because this is a funny thing about weapons, you have to reload. That includes even the alien-controlled humans. They still have to do a mag dump. Mm-hmm. And that's usually when you try to move, is when you see a momentary lapse in the firing because you know they're doing a reload and then move very quickly.
Right.
Quickly, as they would say in some movies. What was that movie we watched? The kids kept saying quickly. What was that, Anima?
I don't remember.
Capital.
Now,
We got to get there quickly.
it's easy for you to sit there and say, "No, they should wait for the enemy to reload," because you don't have a fucking director behind you saying, "Action, move, move."
No, it's more like Ed Wood. You want to get there. It's really important for you to get there. Not that important, less important, but more important than that. Ed Wood's direction when you watch that movie with Johnny Depp, that's fucking hilarious. The direction he gave. You've got to get through that door. You must get through that door.
The flares. I love that scene. That is
Yeah,
awesome.
but again, I point out that the flares, or you're talking about the one that goes all the way to the
No,
the
this
HQ,
one,
the HQ, yeah,
the
those
one
ones.
who
Yeah.
flies back
that
to the
is
HQ.
cool.
Mhm.
Because I was like, why is she? Oh, I see. It's when it goes all the way back to, but when it cuts to the base and you see the commander looking up, see it. It looks like Team 2 is in trouble. Then you see another one. And then it turns and you see more different colors coming in. It's like, oh shit, our teams are fucked.
Yeah.
That's what Martin was saying earlier. He said that moment.
for
That's
a-
the moment where they all went, "Oh shit!"
4 are in trouble. 3 are lost. This is not looking good.
And you know, the lead actor is like, oh, thank God I was cast on Team 2. There are no other teams. You only know about them because of the flares.
Yep.
Oh well, and the previous teams, they handled it beautifully. Oh, you know, we have sent a lot of people, right? Well, nobody has getting back, so
Well, that scene also lets you know that they're very organized because they attacked all those teams all at once because all the flares came in right about the same time. You know,
Right.
so they're extremely organized.
well, Fry's a very disciplined guy.
And I hate to see it, you know, because I don't know if they would be able to bury a lot of the dead. They would probably have to burn them.
Well,
Yeah, there are too many.
Yeah, there's so many of them. It would be a risk of getting a disease. They might burn them and then do a mass grave and put a marker up. This is the tomb of the unknown peoples.
The unknown peoples. Yes. You'd have to do it in a crater somewhere too. Good Lord. I mean, damn, that's a lot of people.
Does anyone here know how to use a backhoe?
Well, you really don't have to do that. All you have to do is get back to the circle of life, and that's it. Because the rest of the world is covered in dead bodies.
And this
Walking
kid
Dead
here,
lucky.
clearly, and you see it in the airplane or the helicopter when they're in the red light. He looks at that alien with just a huge amount of suspicion.
As well he should. Whole lot of exposition in here.
Just way too much exposition. Stuff that they could have shown.
I agree.
The rule in filmmaking, show, don't tell.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you're going to do exposition, do it like the Lord of the Rings did it. Have a big, explanation scene while he's talking, so you can actually see what he's talking about.
See it, exactly. Show, don't tell.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can tell, but do it while showing.
Mm-hmm.
I like that the Kalashnikov that they have. And in one scene, when you see, I think it's a commanding officer in that one battle. It's coming up. He's using an MG42. It's a German weapon from World War II. The one that had to have the barrels changed if it got overheated.
And they would still use that?
Yeah, it's a great fucking weapon. Yeah. You don't fire in you fire in bursts. That's how you keep the barrel from overheating. You fire in 3 to 4 shot bursts.
If I recall correctly, that is a Russian clone from the MG42.
Yeah, Animal. Sometimes they make something. The military makes something that's so good it stands the test of time. I'm parked 2 neighborhoods away from an aircraft they've been trying to replace since the 70s, the B-52 bomber, and they're still using them.
Yeah, it's the Russian MG42 version based on the provided research results. There is no direct Russian version of the MG42. They use what's referred to as an SG-43 Goryanov, which was used during World War II. That is not the same gun. I know what that one looks like. That's an MG42 that he's firing.
Well, I take it that you follow the channel Forgotten Weapons.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about the Russian clone of the MG42 that I do believe, because my memory is faulty, I do believe that it never went into production per se. After all, it's a channel.
Yeah, because Forgotten Weapons
It's
is
Forgotten
the one.
Weapons.
The Forgotten Weapons is the one that posts the picture of it, and it was a prototype. They never went into manufacturing it. So I think he's using the MG42 in the film. It's probably cheaper to get a hold of one of those.
How does this fucker eat?
Well, you see in the end scene when the children wake up that those are actually mouths.
Okay.
But
How does that fucker breathe? Are those
Somehow.
nostrils or mouth?
I think the design is weird as fuck. But
He breathes through his ears.
No,
Which
he
makes
breathes
him-
through his anus.
he had to go there.
Of course I did. That's what I do.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Did you just go?
He also
back to on
burps
your
through
own
his ass.
show?
yeah, he did, Joe.
I swear, this guy.
He backdoored himself.
So he's the Ouroboros.
It's the most personal kind. Backdooring yourself. So here's the MG42 right here. The overlay, and let me add the other one now.
Let me pause it.
This is the prototype for the Russian clone.
That looks.
It really
so much
does
like-
look it just looks like a MG42.
The back end of
And
it looks
that's-
like 60. Yeah.
Oh, do you know that for the M60, for the loading mechanism, they were trying to copy the MG42 and then trash the whole idea?
Yeah.
Probably not cost effective is why.
The barrel side of it doesn't look like it, but the back end does.
Now he's talking about the back end.
Right now, I'm back to work. Look what you
Oh my
started, dude.
god. What is
It's
this?
an avalanche.
Kindergarten?
Hey, we're watching a movie written by a teenager. I'm telling you.
Ah,
It has
that's
an
right,
effect.
yeah.
It has an effect. It brings out the kid in all of us. Yes.
It brings
Gary
Martin's his magical child out, see?
Gary doesn't need a movie to bring out his inner child. Gary
Dr.
mentally
Martin.
You know
never got
what?
older than 7.
You know what? You're so negative. Father Weems is frowning at you.
Okay. You
It's
know that
true,
the wizard thing is a standard for all the images that you created. So I know there's a wizard Gerry.
Yep.
You'll
must
never
be.
see it. You will never, ever see it.
Are you going to show it to me?
Maybe.
Come on.
Here comes the
Yeah, show
thundering
it to
horde.
You must show it to Anima. Right here, right now.
I
And
love that shot
we
of all
we
that
all
blood
promise to
coming
close
out.
our eyes.
Yeah. Right.
The thundering horde.
If y'all wondered what Martin looks like, there you go.
Once again, Dr. Martin.
Full,
Dr.
healthy
Martin.
head of hair. Piercing eyes.
Even the AI image looks angry with the AI. So, yeah.
Well,
Oh, I'm so angry at you. I can't believe what you said. Oh, you're terrible.
No,
Terrible
I mean,
boys.
that
Well-
image of Martin looks angry with the AI.
Anima, I've been hearing that shit all my life. You go, why are you angry? I'm not angry. This is my normal face.
No, I'm talking about the AI image. It looks like even the image is pissed with AI for the result.
No,
So
that
it's just too weird.
that is my
Let me
usual.
remind you, Zoe got her resting bitch face from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look like a resting dick, but I look angry, and I am not. Everybody's always like, "What are you angry?" I am not. Keep asking, and I will be.
It's not better when people ask you why you look sad, when you actually are just concentrating or thinking about something.
He's the fart joke guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. It's like I would rather die out there than live in here.
Can't stay in here. You guys fart too much. Too funny, man.
Because there is a certain point where if you've been in there for a while, people are farting in there, and you can smell it. That's what I loved about the Humvee, because like the M113 is what I first learned to drive as a medic for an ambulance, and then we got the Hummers. We were the first Army Reserve unit to get a Humvee, and ours had the special cabs on the back that had their own air filtration system.
Nice.
And it would if you fart in there, a couple minutes later, it's gone. It's
Did
just
they
gone.
invent it because you were driving?
No, because it's a separate compartment from the driving compartment. It's completely enclosed.
We had when I was in, we used Jeeps with canvas covers, man.
Here we go. The Matrix fight scene.
The Matrix fight scene. Yes. Yeah, these guys fail miserably to take this truck out.
Yes.
Oh.
It's like
Well, and even if they
just shoot where the driver is. Just fire everything you have into that spot.
well, that doesn't guarantee the truck is going to stop.
So he doesn't die immediately, this alien, Ra. And that's why it takes them a second before everybody collapses.
They have to insert a grenade into the guy's chest.
Yeah, just to make sure.
Yeah. Wasn't good enough that he pulled his power source out. Now we got to put a grenade in there and make sure he's dead.
And you begin seeing people falling. Yeah, this dude's just climbing over onto that ledge like it's nothing. You can tell they're on a movie set because nobody climbs up to a ledge like that. So
No.
cavalier.
You'd be scared shitless that high up.
Because that wind could knock you over.
Yeah.
up in those
Hello.
buildings.
Now, here's the part that everything. I mean, there has been some plot holes and faults in logic and shit, but here they get all pissed off with the alien because when they ask him, now what are we going to do? And he says, well, you're going to kill the other guys of my species that are coming here. That's what you do best. I say, no, we don't want to support you. And the other guy that they're trying to paint out as a villain, he says, don't kill him. We need him. 1,000,000 of those guys are coming here. We need his help. No, let's kill the alien because reasons.
He used us.
Yeah.
So-
Oh my God.
That may have been that may have been a reinforcement of what the guy was saying. If you remember what he was saying how even when we tried to use hope to control you guys, and you still wanted to fight each other. You know, that may be what a ham-fisted way
We
of
gave you religion.
punching it home.
We gave you
Yeah.
your religions to teach you peace and love, and
Mhm.
you still found a reason to war over that.
Yeah. That may be why they have these guys fighting each other. I don't know. But you're right.
But-
It just seems stupid. Yeah.
The other
But-
guy was absolutely right. We need this guy. This is the advisor to kill the others.
Now
Please
this is a big moment where this kid's like, I've got to stop him. So
Mhm.
he picks up the combat knife and goes to stab him, but in fact the alien tricked him
Yeah.
and
This
he
is
stabs the woman.
he turns himself into everybody, right? And but it's like, isn't that his dad? He's turned into.
Oh no, that's when it becomes his dad. That's in a second here.
Wait,
Okay.
let me pause it to address this. Mike says, lips only a mother will love. No, I think most men love that kind of lip.
That was fun. Oh man.
The fight between these two is what really annoyed me.
Yeah. It makes no damn sense whatsoever.
Oh, because the other one, they're trying to paint him like a paragon of virtue, and he says, let's kill the alien. And the other, no, not yet. We need him. No, I'm going to kill him because morals and reasons and shit. Oh, that's priceless.
This is when he becomes his dad.
Yeah.
That's priceless. He says, I'm gonna kill this alien who saved me because he used me. Only 2 minutes later, go and kill a whole species.
Right? Right?
His morals are a little here and there.
Yeah. He's very selective of when he wants to use morals. I like this shot because they zoom in on the eye and then you see the alien ship reflect in his eye as it's coming through the clouds.
That
Yeah.
was
I
so
thought that was
good.
really nifty. Although you'd think that this advanced race would know how to avoid buildings and maybe have landing gear.
I think they
Right.
just don't care.
Or maybe this is a crazy idea, but maybe
No one's
do not
agreeing.
land until your crew is awake. Maybe.
Yeah, I think
Maybe.
that's autopilot landing. Nobody's awake yet.
I
They
thought it
don't
was
care
cool.
about buildings.
I thought it was cool that they had the outer husk of the hull charred from entering the Earth's atmosphere. I thought that was cool as shit.
Look,
It's pieces
they've
of it
been
were
on the
falling
way
off.
for a long time.
Right.
So they lost the paint job.
Yeah. Maybe it's one of those rare spacecraft that's made out of wood. It looked like bark.
that will wonder for re-entry.
And he's like, go ahead, we're dead anyway. And I'm like, what a fucking asshole. Why did you bother making us like him?
Right?
Fucking dumb. And it ends with this question mark ending because they go inside this vehicle and they discover that the oxygenated fluid that will wake them up runs along these lines. And in order to kill slews of these fucking things is to just cut the line. And they begin doing that. And the neat thing is that the entire ship has its own gravity. So you can walk in a circle all the way around.
Yeah,
on
that
the
was neat.
inside of
I
this
thought that
thing.
was a cool
I
touch.
thought that was kind of nifty.
Yeah.
And you see just columns and columns of these things dying as they
Yeah,
cut
but this
those
this design is
hoses.
a waste of space.
Well, the design doesn't make sense, but
No.
I tell you,
But when they first start shooting into the heads of the people in the capsules, I'm like, we just watched a movie where this shit went terribly wrong, but thankfully they discovered to just destroy the veins.
yeah, because there's no way to kill them all.
No.
If they were to start shooting, you're gonna run out of bullets.
when the
And
one
they
girl,
do.
Well, and they landed, so they are about to wake up. There's no time.
So as they see that these aliens are on a countdown clock to waking up, they begin destroying these oxygen lines that basically kill anything in each one of those canister because they die instantly, apparently.
I was scared for the one girl when she threw the axe because I was like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, I hope you throw it hard enough."
I
to break
remember
the
watching
gravity
that
from
in
one
Russian,
side."
thinking,
Yeah.
oh, that is so cool because she threw the axe up to her and would rotate and kind of go through that slow spell near the center and then accelerate again. And
Yep.
I remember saying out loud, and I said it while we were watching it, I'm like, she better move out of the way of that thing.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Just let it hit. Don't try to catch that. That's how you get like a limb cut off, or your head cut off, or split.
Well,
But then
my
the
thing was, I
last
hope
group
that
of
girl-
these pods, they stop because she yells, "They're children. These are children."
kill them anyway that can control your mind.
Right?
Yeah,
It's Village of the fucking Damned, the Dunwich fucking Cuckoos. You know, yes.
dude, it's worse because this kid they will have a motive for revenge.
Yeah. It's like we can't kill the children. The fuck
What?
you can't.
The fuck you can't. And you're instantly outnumbered by a bunch of people that can control your brain.
Yeah,
Look out.
only one of them can do the whole work.
And they say that they're children, but this is a species that's immortal. Like, how long is their gestation period, much less their childhood?
Once again, written by a teenager.
That's a really, it's much longer.
Exactly.
If you look at it,
Exactly,
it
Mike.
shows like
Yeah,
it's a little over halfway through and it's actually done.
I know. You can fire me later.
But
Hi, Penny.
I enjoyed it. It caught my interest. But
Yeah, it has his positive things. I didn't like the whole humans are bad again.
Mhm.
I'm sick and tired of this anti-human movement. In which
Oh,
the-
Penny is watching Moana with the grandson right now, or in line, I'm guessing.
Moana 2.
oh my god! Yeah,
They
The
launched him-
diva is here.
I'm on it. I'm on it, Tim. Jesus Christ!
At least he's
By what name are you known?
There are some who call me
Allegedly.
the pressure of a name.
what was that?
He allegedly has a name.
Allegedly.
The pressure of a name.
Tim.
But yeah, there was a bunch of stuff in here I liked, man. I thought for a low budget film, the CGI was really cool. I really did. I liked a lot of the effects they had in that thing. And I agree with you, Gary, though, the body armor sucked. It looked like it needed to be in a Resident Evil movie, man.
Well, at least you had something positive to say about the uniforms.
So it was a $4 million US dollars, $4 million US dollar budget with only making 2.5 million.
Okay, that is why. Apart from the red light, is the only light that there is in the uniform because oh man, sci-fi, be it movies, TV, or games, everybody's the same. The uniform is the armor is completely black, except for the 10,000 LEDs that it has, so they can see you in the dark.
Right?
And as Joe mentioned, the only effective armor in this film was the plot armor.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was. Don't worry about the guy that's on fire. I want to help him. I am laser focused on him.
well,
Laser focused.
he's her baby daddy to be. So
Oh, okay. Yeah. Once again, pushing forward what the guy was saying at the end. Procreation and war. That's all you guys care about.
exactly. If she had to choose my boo or the Human Torch, fuck that shit. I'm helping my
Fuck the
boo.
torch.
I will tell you that one of the least effective things in here is they're using the military to go in and fight these just thousands of humans when all they need to do is use tactical nukes and only deal the closest ones with regular weapons fire. Everything else just hit with fucking rockets, and they would have killed almost all of them that first day. Well,
Now,
more are coming. How are you
I
going to get them
love
over the
anyway.
ocean, fuckhead? How are you going to get them over the ocean?
I like the realism when the APCs run through the people, and then you can
That
see
was
for the rest
awesome.
of the movie
That was
the
good.
vehicles are covered in pieces of meat.
I was thinking that the guys on The Walking Dead need one of these vehicles, dude. Just hammer down. Let's go.
Fucking and fighting, very human. There you go.
There you go. That's it. That was the whole point.
You even can do both at the same time.
It might mess with your aim. I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the movie. We watched it, so you didn't have to, but you can watch it if you want to. It is on Amazon.
I would recommend it if you got nothing better to do. I mean, but you're
enjoy
gonna
watching
notice
it
you're
all
gonna
the time.
notice these ham-fisted things in the plot.
Yeah, but the
a lot.
idea behind it is very good.
It is. It's great.
Yeah,
concept.
I think that they should readapt it into an American film and shoot it for under 20 million and release it theatrically.
Yeah, and change that line from "You are a sickness that we developed to clean words." Oh, motherfucker!
Yeah, I would have put a bullet between his eyes the minute he said that.
Right. Boom. See it.
You don't think about it, you just do it. That's why somebody with telepathy power won't see it coming. You just go on instinct.
I wish you the best
Oh.
of lucks, Comic Relief Crusader.
That is
I am not
really
going to watch
slow.
that neo-feminist bullshit. Fuck
Dude,
it.
one of my best friend, he's a do nut job. He was the one that introduced me seriously to the books, and he said that he couldn't watch any more than 2 episodes.
It's we watched the third one last night, me and Foxy, and we're gonna give up on it. It's just too damn slow and just too damn. It's just I don't know what they're trying to do with it. I really don't. They're saying they want this to be a Game of Thrones thing. Well, then do something amazing. Quit going so slow at it. It's really yuck. It's a shame because the production looks like Villeneuve stuff. Villeneuve. You can tell it's in the same universe, and Mark Strong's just being wasted. He looks like he's just a total goon at the whim of all the women in the show.
That's what happened when you take a intellectual property and decide to work on it without learning about it.
Because
Right.
right. It's
Yeah.
they're smarter than Frank Herbert, so fuck them.
Whatever.
So I don't know. I think we can wrap up.
Mike, you can take a nap instead. You can take a nap. I'm just saying, you don't have to watch that.
The biggest Star Wars nerd on my show isn't even interested in Skeleton Crew because it's a bunch of kids. He's just not interested in it.
Oh, it's a terrible idea of a film.
Yeah.
Or a show. Is it a show or a film?
It's a show.
It's a show.
I think
It looks
it's a
stupid.
show.
Mhm.
Let's gonna do a show about the Goonies, but in Star Wars.
That's what it
No.
seems like, doesn't it?
Okay, I guess. Well, I mean, I have
And
no
Jude
problem.
Law's the babysitter, right? I mean,
I have no problems with that. If you have an IP that you can adapt to different, how was it the word? Group of peoples.
right.
I forgot.
But does it have to be Star Wars? I
Demographics.
think is what
If you
you're
can adapt it to different demographics, there's no problem. Just do it right, please.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys
So-
get your Christmas trees up? No.
I have cats, so no.
Yeah,
Mine
there's
do.
cats here. There's like a lot of cats. No, there's not going to be a tree. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. This episode was brought to you by The Scorn of an Irish Priest
Yes.
and Dr. Acosta Santana.
And a Yahtzee.
Dr.
We still
Santana.
haven't seen that.
That's it.
I
I
want to
guess.
see that show.
What?
I want to see how Joe looks in the AI pictures.
Well, I showed what he looked like. I deleted it already. You want me to show it again?
Hey, Ben Munsker,
Everybody
how
saw
are
it.
you?
They can
Hi,
rewind
Francisco.
and see it.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Herr
Oh my.
Hair
General.
Revere.
Oh my God.
Herr General.
Okay.
Herr General.
Herr General.
Eh, Yeah, I
Notice
don't
my troops
form
behind me there.
my mouth around those vowels like you do.
Yikes. Just horrible.
So
Did not do a good job on that.
There you
Actually,
go.
he probably would be Obersturmbannführer or something like that.
yeah. Der Uberführer. The Comic Relief Crusader, Mikey, thanks for being here in the chat. Wade, as always, thanks, buddy. Meph, thank you. Tim, FKC 2005, thanks a lot, buddy, for showing up. Vakeman's Girl popped in here at the last. And of course, my dear friend, Mephisto.
But we
we're
are
gonna
ending
get out of
early,
here.
so she's
Yeah,
not here
it's
to
like-
last minute.
It's Martin's fault. He made a short, slideshow.
We
But
can
the fact
still,
is, look, there's really not that much to talk about with this one. And we said everything that
Check
needed
your
to be
brain
said.
at the door and you'll have a good time with it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Check your
that's
brain at
it.
the door and you'll have a good time.
So let's get out of here, guys. Everybody have a good Monday. Don't forget tonight, I will be on KGRA with Don Ecker, and I hope Mark will be there with our special guest who was just here with us a week ago, John Brandenburg, talking about some UFO shit and disclosure. Will there ever be disclosure?
of course not.
I'm in
Oh.
Don Ecker's school of thought that is, look, man, when George Knapp and fucking Lou Elizondo said that they have a dead man switch for releasing information. And they thought, oh, that sounds so sexy. I'll go dead man switch. If something happens to me, it's like every single UFO guy went, wait a minute, you have information you've not disclosed with other ufologists? Like, why would you do that? You're an asshole. That's what I think of Lou Elizondo and his fucking ilk. They're a bunch of lying assholes. It's a cult. And I'm going to stick to listening to Don Ecker and my buddy Mark Sinner, because he's right there with him too. I have my beliefs in the system. I really do. I believe that this stuff is real, but I got to tell you, man, what Lou and those guys are doing, this is all about making money. It's building a religion to make money.
Dude, let me tell you this. We all will be mining dilithium in another planet, and the government is going to say, there are no aliens.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It was us all along.
Could land,
Joke's on you.
something could land in the middle of Central Park and everybody see it and they say it was a movie stunt. They're never going to disclose this stuff.
they
You
never
know
will.
what they're going to say? Russia, Russia, Russia.
Russia. Yep, it is.
So that's it, guys. That's tonight, 6 o'clock Central Time. I'll be on with Don Ecker over on KJRA. You can see us on Facebook. I think they're going to start broadcasting again. I think they did the last episode on YouTube, but it's a limited thing. I just don't see them doing it for long because YouTube claims us for every commercial because of the music, and fucking annoying. So that's it, guys. Joe, thanks for being here, buddy. Anima, as always. And Martin for being the right side of my brain. I appreciate it, man. Everybody have a good Monday, and we will see you all later. Was brought to you by Russian Vagisil for those aliens in your life. Hey Zach, way to show up at the end.